line. PLO, $1,500. I am David Tuckman, joined by recent bracelet winner himself, Dylan Weissman.
The main thing is you can't play as tight. It also makes it so that playing aggressive is more incentivized, because if you win the pot pre-flop, you're not just winning the blinds, you're winning the ante as well. And in a game like PLO, when you can win chips without having to go to showdown, it is a massive win, because the equities run so close when everybody has 4 cards. And so introducing something like the big blind ante really makes it more competitive, in my opinion. A lot of players, I've seen some differing opinions. As we see, you said crack the ICM. That's funny. Andrade here finds a raise with the Queen 10-9-8. This is not as pretty of a hand. This is one of those. Yeah, Blair's gonna click the pop button here. So I was about to say Blair has to play really tight in this spot so that Andrade can bust. But Andrade is going to most likely call here. And what you'll notice is Blair's actually not going to be a huge favorite.
The hand that the guy had.
So if it was pocket aces versus Queen 10 and Hold'em, what, 75-25-ish, right? I would bet money that this is way closer than that. And that's why PLO is such a fun slash high variance tournament game.
This might be a very naive, dumb question. When you have the rundown, like, 8, 9, 10, Queen. Do you want the gap at the top or the bottom?
At the bottom. You actually want no gap, generally speaking. But the gap at the top is worse.
Gabriel Andrade is all in. The equities are much closer than you would see like in a no-limit tournament. 58-42. That's in the bottom left corner of your screen. But it is Gabriel Andrade's tournament life on the line. Pot is $2.34 million.
Let me tell you how much you have to pay me. Hold on.
Some confidence.
3, 9.
Gotta put the backpack on, man.
$9.95. That's when you're ready. $9.95 whenever you're ready, buddy. Because I have a destiny in this tournament.
Not much there so far for Andrade, and you'll see that 42% shrink.
No,
that is an amazing flop for Blair. Probably as good as you can get, because even if an ace comes on the board, he can flop a straight draw. So this is, unless it was 5-5-5, this is as good as it's going to be.
Yeah, Andrade went from 42% to 3%. You don't often see that. Queen on the turn.
It's nice for Andrade not to be drawing dead.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Glass half full kind of guy. Andrade looking for a queen on the river.
Yeah.
And that is not a queen. You mentioned that cards between deuces and fives is bad. Give me all the fives through deuces through fives on this flop.
Yeah, we're talking in general, right? Doesn't mean that like in any hand can win, right? Any 4 cards are going to win an individual hand of PLO. My job here is to just give you some good tips that'll help you in general.
Gabriel Andrade eliminated in 5th place. He'll earn himself $47,492. That is 2 final tables this World Series of Poker for him. And while he doesn't have the hardware to show his 1.5-year-old, he does have 2 final tables and every reason to be proud of his efforts.
It's an amazing.
You're not going to play in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You know, I can't play in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals as much as I'd love to.
Totally.
But I can play in our biggest game, and there's nothing like it. So I tell people out there, I told my best friend, he usually comes out for a couple of events each year, plays the smaller ones. I said, listen, maybe it's not this year, maybe it's not next year, but at some point in your life, you need to play the main event. Figure out a way to play it. Satellite in.
I was just about to say, one of the best things is the satellites. And the satellites are generally not really, they're softer fields. And so if you have some experience in Hold'em, you have a lot of players who just want to be able to get into the main for $200.
There are a lot of players out there that also, they'll play in let's say they play in a fun home game, a community, where you can set up weekly games and tournaments where you send people, which is pretty good.
So I'm actually going to...
Interesting spot here. So the pot's 840,000. It's back over to Dara. So this is all pre-flop.
Wait, this is great.
And Dara's going to go with it.
So Lee actually made an adjustment here and limped the button, which I love. He just called, which is a big adjustment, and then Arieh finds an easy raise. He's never folding here. That's him being Josh. But ends up calling...
Yeah, and Dara knows he's never folding.
Yeah, Dara knows he's never folding.
Is this a bit of an aggressive play? Now, Dara was our short stack, but Queen Jack 10-5 with one suit.
No, he has the extra 120,000 from Lee, and Lee is very rarely ever calling. So there's additional dead money, and he's the short stack. So I'm actually not.
We're okay with this stuff.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Well, it's 50. It's essentially a coin flip. Pot is 2.33 million.
This is a standard PLO coin flip. Ace King 7-3 versus Queen Jack 10-5. Very standard.
9-7-3 rainbow. Ooh, bottom 2 here.
Bottom 2 pair.
For Josh.
Yeah, Dara has the inside straight draw, backdoor flush draw. So not as so in Hold'em, you flop 2 pair against nothing, you're going to be dead. But in PLO, he still has about a third of a chance.
Yeah, 32%. He could be drawing dead on the turn though.
There are two outs or 4 cards that'll have him drawing dead.
That is not one of them.
That's an action card.
That is an action card.
Yep. So now
and Dara now up to 38%. He hits a pair of 5s. The outs are on the top of your screen. 15 outs. Any 8, 5, a queen. Wow. Not a 6 though.
Good game.
Breaks it off.
6 does not do it, and we have our 4th place finisher, Ivan Dara, 27 years old, adds another final table to his resume, already has a bracelet, and he'll earn himself $64,890.
Yeah, this hand is a snap raise.
By the way, he has also made the 50K Players Championship final table.
Yeah, he has. He got second, I remember.
So that was another a phenomenal result. I remember talking to him before that broadcast, and he talked about strategy, and he's just a guy who he's been around for a while. He's 47 years old, and he's been playing poker for, much of his adult life. We're going to get it in, aren't we?
This is an easy all-in for Blair. Yeah. It's what I was saying before. You have 2 cards in your hand that are big against Arieh, who should be playing every hand. This is your
another coin flip.
Another standard PLO hand, the Ace-King 3-Deuce Ace-High suit versus the Queen-Queen 5-8.
Blair just acutely aware of what is happening at this final table. You see how tight he is playing it when there was another short stack out there. Now that the other short stack is gone, he goes, okay, time for me to gamble.
Yeah, really, and I would have done the exact same thing as Blair in this spot. I really like the hand that he chose against the opponent that he chose.
But you've been here before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, Blair, yeah, you can tell
it's
that.
It's as if Bobby Blair is watching your videos.
He probably is.
Let's take a look at this board here. 10-7-3.
That's not a bad flop for Blair. He adds 5 more outs.
He's got a pair of 3s.
So now he had 5 more outs. So he has 2 more 3s, 3 more 2s, as well as the Ace or the King. So remember, it was 52-48 before the flop. Still 52-48.
Jack of clubs. Well, now he can catch a queen.
Yeah, it adds 2 more outs actually. So now so you see in the top left, he has 13
But he's only got 1 card left.
Ace, King,
He's
queen,
a 2-to-1 dog with 1 card left. Your outs are on your top of your screen. 13 of them. Queen, 3, Ace, King, or Deuce. Pot is $2.5 million. Here's the river, and the board pairs, and that is it for Bobby Blair. Well done. Every reason to hold your head up high.
This also, with his chip stack, I probably would have limped this combination instead of raising it to full pot because
he's going to get 3-bet here.
I didn't even see Arieh's hand yet, but the 3-5-4-7 plays much better at deeper stacks. You want connectivity the deeper you are. The shorter you are, you just want high cards in your hand. Because if you flop top pair with 20 bigs, that's great. You don't really care about betting multiple streets.
So in that sense, it's the same as no limit, the same as Hold'em.
Yep.
Where when you're 200 big blinds deep, give me the 6-7 suited. But if I'm 25 big blinds, I just want King 10.
Yeah, King 10, A7 off, right? Yeah, exactly. I completely agree, and this is going to be a big issue for Tom because he's not allowed to fold here.
He's not allowed to fold.
He should not fold here.
Right.
He should not fold to a 3-bet.
At this point, we know your vernacular.
Yeah,
not allowed, and should not are the same thing.
Exactly. So he should not fold here once.
And he knows that.
He 100% knows this, but he put himself in a really bad spot. And
so if he limps, he can just call the raise.
Yeah, exactly. He can limp call, and then now he doesn't have to put about half of his stack in.
Which is exactly what he just did. This pot is now $2.9 million. We haven't seen a flop. And, I mean, Lee's not in bad shape, but there are so many flops that are going to come out where he hates it.
Also, Josh is just going to say pot on almost 100% of flops. Because if you look how much Lee has, he has about 70%.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is going to, I mean, how does Lee get away from this? He's got a pair and a flush draw.
It's a snap call. Lee, this is literally about as good as Lee can hope for.
Yeah, I mean, Lee's actually 60%.
Yeah, this is a great spot for Lee. He's not supposed to, this is a very above average flop for him. The fact that he's not snap calling here, I think, shows a little bit about Lee's inexperience at this specific stack depth. For PLO.
He's probably, in fairness, he's probably used to being the chip leader in this spot.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
As good as he's in. He does get it all in, and the cards are on their back, and this could be it. Josh Arieh, possibly just 2 cards away from winning bracelet number 3. He is technically ahead, but Tommy Lee is a favorite to win the hand. He's got a pair of 5s. You can see Lee's out. He has 18 outs 2 times. So for any of you who have ever played Hold'em, 18 outs 2 times. You are a favorite, but he needs to hit.
This is another classic PLO almost flip. It's the Ace 10 Deuce versus the 3-4-5-7 tries flush draw on the board.
Is this a case of too many outs?
If it kind of feels like it. I mean, it's huge if Bobby can if Tommy can win this spot, right? Because he's back to almost 7 milli. That is a
terrible
card for Josh.
A terrible card for Tommy Lee,
Yeah.
a great card for Josh, because now all those 2 pair outs are gone. You see him in the top corner there. Now Lee just suddenly with 9 outs. Needs a diamond or a 5. The ace of diamonds, no good for him. Only 9 outs. Josh possibly 1 card away from winning bracelet number 3. Here it is. Queen of Hearts, and Josh Arieh looks up to the sky. He sighs, and he has just won bracelet number 3. He is our event number 39 champion, wins himself $204,000.
Yeah.
And look at that. He's been here before. His first bracelet back in 1999. He wins again in 2005. And yet you see the relief and how thrilled he is. His first ever World Series of Poker, he finishes in 3rd place, takes home nearly $90,000. Josh Arieh really putting a bow on his poker career. It's not over by any stretch, but to win another bracelet in another decade, what can you say?
I'm just getting so much happiness from watching Josh. You can see it. You can see it in his body language and his face. He's just like shaking with happiness and emotion because it's such a beautiful relief to get there.
Unbelievable. Josh Arieh wins bracelet number 3 in event number 39. What a great ride it has been. Tomorrow, that's right, 5 p.m., same start time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We have event number 40 here for you, the Horse Championship. That is a $10,000 event. They're down to 9 players. We will have the final 5 here for you at Poker Go. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us. It has been an amazing ride. For Dylan Weissman, for everybody here at Poker Go in the World Series of Poker, I am David Tuckman. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.